Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. Governor Kemp of Georgia. I see what you doing out here, bro. Yeah. So, out here in GA, there's been some very favorable laws passed for traditional nuclear law-abiding citizens and family. Um, I like what's going on. I like what's going on. We got to talk about this because a lot of you brothers and sisters out there really got to consider what state you're living in moving forward. We got to be like pilgrims in these days. Like we got to be able to be adaptable. We got to be able to pack up and leave because there's a lot of alternative lifestyles being pushed through the public school system. That's number one. They passed the law in regards of unschooling. For those who are unfamiliar with what unschooling is, it's practically illegal in every state. It's only select few states where unschooling is lawful, and it's actually lawful here in Georgia, which is excellent. Unschooling is pretty much when you school your own children without the state-given curriculum. You don't need no state-given curriculum, none of that. You literally can teach your children what you would like to teach them. Let me give you an example. Your history that you teach your children can be biblical history. You come up with your own curriculum. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a blessing to even be here with this law being passed. Let me give you an example. So, your children, right? If you would like to teach them science class, let's use that as an example. Taking them outdoors, digging in the dirt, digging for bugs, learning different minerals, learning different rocks. Literally, you can put that in a curriculum, and that is science class. You can give them, you only required to give them the basic minimal mathematics, meaning, listen, geometry and trigonometry, you don't use that in the real world at all. Like it's not used in the real world. So you can teach your kids the basics when it comes to math. You can teach them communication skills. You can teach them hygiene, financial literacy, physical education, which you can pretty much come up with that curriculum. And look, all along, let's just put this out here. That's how you're supposed to raise your children anyway. Because over here in these schools, man, they teaching your children all kind of wickedness and evil, perverseness, confusing them with all these alternative lifestyles. I see y'all rolling in the chat pretty quick. Cynthia, how you doing? I see Ann in the house. It's kind of bright out here. It's like 80 plus degrees outside in GA. Yep, I see y'all rolling in. All praises, all praises. But no, that's an excellent bill that's been passed, and it's going to really affect families who really want to do what they're supposed to do. Listen, the Bible says, train up a child in the way you would have them go, and they will not depart from the faith. All of you mothers out there, listen, you are supposed to be raising these children. You are supposed to be homeschooling them, And here's the thing, especially with us melanated people, our minds are not wired like the other nations. Let's just put that out here. And I'm not saying one is smarter than the other, but what I'm saying here is a lot of the tests that you're getting in schools, a lot of the things that we learn are culturally biased. Our DNA is different. We learn different. This is the reason why your children are being diagnosed with ADD and ADHD. We learn better in an open environment. We learn better in nature. Our form of learning is not like their form of learning. So a lot of the times we are at a immense disadvantage in the school system. We are at an immense disadvantage. So like homeschooling is the way. On top of that, like they got teachers in there in elementary school, kindergarten, second, third grade, teaching your children that doctors are making mistakes, that they don't understand what gender a person is born based on physiology. So they're confusing your children. So the science that you're getting from there is going to be straight pukaki. It's going to be nonsense. There's so many natural sciences that you could be teaching your children, teaching them the truth. Nowadays, they're getting introduced to sex in these schools. They're getting introduced to, you know, perversions. Let's be clear about it. Yep, somebody say, I hate that that trash is being taught in our schools. Real talk. Yeah, precious children pushing pills. Absolutely. Yeah, they pushing the letters. They pushing the letter group in there. They're confusing children in regards of sexuality when they shouldn't even be thinking about those things. These are all things that can be taught within the household. So they got an unschooling bill out here. So I would recommend people really check out what the laws are regarding in your state and consider making moves. Like, make moves. Move to certain areas where you know your children are going to have a better upbringing. A lot of times people worry about homeschooling because they believe that their children are going to be somehow socially awkward, as if you need to be around 30 and 40 people jammed up in a classroom every day. What that's doing is actually training your child to be institutionalized. Why you think so many people who go in the public school system, especially in the inner city, end up in jail right after they leave those places? Shipped off in buses every day. It is literally grooming you. Public schools is literally grooming you to be a prisoner. We are not supposed to be sitting up in nowhere for no 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours learning. That is not, that makes absolutely no sense. It's to keep your children stagnated. And then you think they got ADD because they don't want to sit there. They got energy. They got things that they would like to do. They don't want to sit in no damn classroom all day. Somebody said, this is a leap into the hands of all parents, our AI parents, our bots. I don't know what you're trying to say. I think what you're trying to say, let me just sum it up for you. What that brother is saying is they're also using AI to raise your children in these schools. A lot of the times they're sitting your kids in front of a laptop phone. These kids be in schools nowadays on phones all day, just stagnated. Yeah, somebody said the law requires 4 hours, I believe, in GA. Yeah, the law requires 4 hours, but the curriculum is in your hands, which is beautiful. You can teach them the history books of your choice. You can do the physical education of your choice. Let me give you an example. My youngest son, I think he's going to want to box. You know, I can see that in him. My oldest son, he likes to dance. He's real good at dance. That's his physical activity, right? For physical activity, you can pick what it is you want them to do, and you can even bring it to history. You can literally combine your curriculum. Let me give you an example. For a boxer, you could teach them the history on Ali, Muhammad Ali, all these famous boxers. That is history class. See, what that does is it trains your children to really be, to chase their talents, what they're good at. And I believe the reason they're doing this, is because what's happening to the economy, because people are getting tossed to and fro and people are not actually pursuing what they're good at because of this. What end up happening to the economy as a whole is people just, they're not spinning the wheels of the economy. America is no longer the greatest country in the world. It's not. Because you don't have the most talented people doing what they're the best at. Because you have so many obstacles that people got to go through just to get where they're supposed to go, when you can train them up from the beginning, from the house, to do what it is they do. And let's make this clear. Your children don't need to be around 30 and 40 people stacked up in the class. Your children are going to get social skills on a daily basis. I don't know why people think that that's going to give you social skills, being around all those people all the time. You have people who are born introverted, extroverted, and you got some people who are introvert extroverts. But all in all, you got family. You're going to have family gatherings. You're going to have cousins. You're going to have trips to the park. You're going to have all kind of things outside of just schooling, like that your kids might have dance class. Your kids might have piano lessons. They're like, stop worried about them being socially awkward. A lot of these kids in schools are socially awkward. A lot of them are sitting in their phone all day, sitting in a confined area all day, not being able to move. That's making them socially awkward. Real talk. Somebody said they get lost in the woods. They get lost in the weeds with the many people crammed together. Absolutely. And a lot of the times they don't get the direct attention that they deserve from that particular teacher. And their gifts are not really being magnified. Like, you really got to raise your children yourself. And a lot of ladies, they want to be single mothers and work and grind and all that. This is why I tell ladies all the time, consider practicing polygyny. Consider having it where if you are going to work a job, if you want to be out there, you got a sister wife that you can entrust with your children, But that's another topic for another day. Somebody said everyone will move their children. True. Really understood, if they knew and really understood that they are set up to be bullied, made target, ignored by teachers, and self-esteem and personally are traumatized in school. That is a fact, bro. Or I don't know if there was a brother or a sister that was violent. I'm thinking that was a sister. That is a fact, sis. Hands down, that is real talk. That's what goes on in these schools. A lot of these children end up traumatized. And a lot of these children get put on programs and get put on lists. Let me tell you something. When you filling in those bubbles on those tests and you believe that they're trying to figure out what your IQ is, in actuality, they're trying to figure out if you one of the chosen ones. They're trying to figure out if you are a chosen one. They want to know what makes your mind tick. They want to know if you think outside the box. A lot of us got put on lists and ended up victims of gang stalking, ended up targeted individuals because we were breaking the matrix in school, in the 12 grades of learning. They have a dossier on every single person who go through the 12 grades of learning. And then they give you your diploma to say, hey, this person went through the 12 grades of learning. We don't see this person as a threat. A lot of people get put out of school. A lot of those people are not interested in that learning procedure. A lot of chosen targeted individuals was horrible in school. I'm just telling you the truth. They were horrible in school. They had a lack of interest, or the way they answer questions, they were targeted by teachers. They were put on a list. They was always sent to detention. They always felt like they didn't fit in those schools. So a lot of them are dropouts. I'm a high school dropout. I'm a high school dropout myself. And I would say, I will humbly say, I believe I have a very, very brilliant mind. I feel like I have one of the most brilliant minds of this generation. And I speak highly of myself, but that's how I feel. And I'm a high school dropout. So I'm just saying, the 12 grades of learning, they're designed to do a specific work. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Somebody said, I go through it every day. I get it. See, you got the young people in here, they understand. The only thing that the public school system does is show you how people really are, how people really think in a hive mentality, how everybody is really just, everybody is a herd mentality, group thought. They don't teach you no individuality in schools. Like, I want my children to be special. I want my children to know what's good. And I must tell you, man, there was another law that was passed on the books. And, oh man, I love this law that was passed. So Governor Kemp, as of April 13th, open carry, constitutional carry is now legal in GA. That means you can walk around with your banger, whether or not you have a concealed license or not. I think that is a very, very powerful law that's put on the book. According to PBS News, Governor Kemp stated that, listen, the criminals, they're the ones stealing the guns. I'm passing this bill to protect law-abiding citizens, to be able to actually protect themselves. And of course, you got the Democrats. They coming out of the woodworks out here because, unfortunately, Georgia is still a blue state. But Governor Kemp, he carrying things like it is what it is. He got fundamental. I guess he got some fundamental Christian values, and he ain't backing down. They've been protesting all through GA. It's not really being aired like that on the news, but they have been protesting. I've seen a couple protests scattered out here in GA. They actually want to bring in this melanated woman to try to get Governor Kemp out, and of course she's a Democrat, and she's against the law that he's passed. This is what people think. This is what people believe when it comes to guns, right? People believe that because there's open carry, constitutional carry now, people believe that that's going to cause like a whole lot of gun violence. They believe it's going to be like Wild Wild West, baby. Wild Wild West. That's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all got to understand, people get a whole lot more respect when they know you have a gun. When they know the citizens are armed, let me tell you something. Criminals are actually bullies and cowards. Let's make this clear. Criminals are bullies and cowards. They really don't want to run up on anybody who's armed. It really brings out the humility out of a lot of criminals when they know the citizens are ready. Y'all got to understand, that's how it works. Yep, somebody said like Tennessee. Yep, up in Memphis, it's the same thing. They doing it out here in GA. Somebody said, we learn more as we grow up and start to experience life for yourself. These schools shouldn't be teaching kids this nonsense. That's a fact too. Somebody said, I believe people should still be screenshotted or screened rather. Not everyone should own guns. Well, not everyone can own guns. That law is not stating that a bunch of felons can go purchase a weapon and do this, that, and the third. But what it's doing is for families, for people who want to have open carry in public, be able to go to public areas and have your burner on you in case something pop off, in case these criminals want to rob something, in case these criminals want to, kidnap somebody or try to snatch somebody's child out here, and you ready. You understand? You ready. And the thing what it's doing is a lot of people don't understand. I worked in the firearm industry. So in order to acquire a concealed and carry license, it's a lot of like red tape. It's a lot of work. The average everyday citizen are not going to go through all of those leaps and bounds. They're just not. The everyday citizen is not going to, fill out all the paperwork, go to all the places they need to go to, pay all the fees. They're not going to do all that. It's almost like damn Chinese arithmetic. They don't make it easy for a person to get a concealed and carry license. So with constitutional carry, the ordinary, every average day, law-abiding citizen, family man, he can go out and protect his family, bro. That's a great law. Somebody said the school makes our people victims to the thug lifestyle. That's true too. Somebody said true, but it's a lot of dysfunctional people out here with guns looking for a reason. I mean, listen. Of course, there's still parameters put in place. You can't just go to, if you got like 10 felonies and you got gun charges on you and you are a criminal, you cannot just go into a place and purchase a gun to carry out in the open. Don't you understand that there's background checks when you go buy a gun? You do realize that. It's not saying that the background checks are gone. Like I'm not understanding people's response to what I'm saying here. Like, am I speaking English to y'all? The background checks screen for criminals. Criminals are stealing the guns. What are we missing here? The criminals are the ones that are stealing the guns. Criminals don't go purchase a gun lawfully. Only law-abiding citizens do that. So that has nothing to do with who has access to gun. Thugs and criminals and people who act wild with guns already have the guns. Why you think it's all of this damn violence in the street? Why you think all these thugs is taking each other's head off? Why you believe all of these innocent children is getting hit with strays? I mean, are you using logic right now? We're talking about the law is set up so families, ordinary law-abiding citizens, can have access to be able to carry the guns that the criminals are already carrying in the public. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Because them criminals, they carrying bangers everywhere. They got them everywhere. They carrying them everywhere. But we, law-abiding citizens, are afraid to carry guns. Because because a lot of us don't have concealed and carry license, and we don't want to catch a charge because we go into certain places and we don't really feel safe there. So we want to have our gun, but then you get pulled over and they're like, well, you don't have a concealed and carry license. Well, damn it, I didn't know how to get one. It was too much to get one. Am I supposed to not be protected when I go to certain places with my family? Because I didn't know how to go through leaps and bounds to acquire this license. And I worked in the firearm industry, so I'm telling you, it's difficult to get that. I mean, it's a good law. It's a good law. Sonny S, thank you for the $20 contribution. Says powerful messages always new breed. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Yep, Luke 22:36. Then he said unto them, but now he that have a purse, let him take it, and likewise his pack. And he that have no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. Yep, that's Christ telling his disciples, if you ain't got no weapon to protect yourself, sell the clothes off your back. Go into your savings, tap in, and go get you one. Matter of fact, one of the disciples came up and said, hey, Lord, I got two of them. He came up with two swords. And that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have something that you can be mobile with, and you're supposed to have something for home protection. Two is good. I don't understand why all those people who want to buy like a whole damn arsenal. I used to be one of those people who used to idolize. I used to idolize firearms and just keep buying them and I gotta have all these gadgets and gadgets. I was like that. And then I thought, when I read that scripture, I said, man, when that disciple came to Christ and said, I got two of them, and he said, that'll do. I thought to myself, you know what? All you need is two. You don't need, because anything else, so you just start idolizing. Like, you start like idolizing the firearm. And I didn't want to make my weapons idols. So all I need is two. All I need is home defense and something to move around with. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, this is the knowledge that needs to be spread more. Absolutely. Somebody said $500 for a quality pistol, good investment, real talk. Somebody said train in fencing, give me an umbrella and I'll do damage. He said he's gonna impale somebody with an umbrella. Whatever he can get his hands on, huh? Somebody said criminals don't have uniforms, but firearms. Absolutely. They don't have uniforms, but they damn sure got guns. They damn sure the ones out here wilding. So I believe between the law of unschooling, I think between that law and the firearm law, that we can actually safeguard our children from lunacy. And let me say this as well, children, right? I know some people, what they fear about having a firearm is some people may have small children and things of that nature. But let me put this out here. There have been studies that have been shown, right? There's research on this, that when you are a person who is raised around firearms and you are actually taught proper firearm etiquette, you are taught the safety of a firearm. Like, these are things that's going to be taught. You could teach that in homeschooling. That could be physical activity. Man, GA, you doing good things. But anyway, so where you are teaching your children about firearms, what they're used for, helping them to understand this is for protection. You must respect this firearm. And they're used to being around them. It won't be like curiosity where they feel like they gotta, go get a hold of a gun and sneak out in the streets. And it won't be this layer of curiosity. It won't be that. They will know what a firearm is for. They will understand the safety of them. They will understand all of that. It won't be shrouded in mystery. The big bad gun, because guns don't kill people. People kill people. And everybody thumb this video up, man. We dropping some real knowledge right now. This is practical application right here. Because you got a lot of people who don't understand how this world really is ran. Y'all understand that at any given day, the zombies are going to be ignited. At any given day. And I'm saying this. And let me put this out here. And I'm not trying to fearmonger or any of those things, but let's put this out here. Let me be very clear about this. There's things coming. And you done heard this here first. An EMP attack is coming to America. I'm not talking about no regular power outages. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about in certain states in the near future, you're going to be seeing cell phones getting shut down. You're going to be seeing power outages lasting weeks at a time. You're going to see food shortages in this here land. Like, if you ain't thinking about preserving yourself or even reserving your rights to protect yourself, then you in la la land. See, this ain't that passive mainstream Christianity that's being taught over here. We teaching the truth, man. Somebody say, and there's no fear. Yeah, don't be afraid, but just be prepared. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Somebody said, I notice my music lower and change near my neighbors when I drive by the 5G tower. Yeah, it's going to be certain things, certain blackouts going to be taking places. And let me tell you, all the goons, savages, and the right-wing extremists, because let's not act like there ain't no racist people on the right. Let's not act like it ain't. There may be some people that's conservative, but I'm gonna tell you, it's some hillbillies up in them. There's some hillbillies up there. They wearing white sheets and all that. Let's just be real about it. Just like there's some Negroes out here, and there's some thugs, and there's some people of ethnic persuasion that can't wait to ravish some homes. They can't wait to break in and do God knows what. People be tripping me out when it comes to guns and this religious spirit that come over people. Oh, you shouldn't. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. Not even understanding when that scripture say you live by the sword, you die by the sword. It was talking about these thugs. It was talking about these goons out here who willing to shooting open crowds, who live by the gun, who are killing their people. They're going to die by the gun. That should be evident to you. If you walk into your house and your children are tied up and your wife is tied up, they hog tied in the middle of the living room, you're going to wish you had a damn burner on you. It even bothers me when brothers be ending somebody's life because they broke into your house. And you talking about how you having trouble sleeping at night. I've seen brothers, man, I can't sleep at night. I ended another life. That man broke into your house. I can tell you right now, a person breaking into your house, they can have any intentions at heart. That person can come in there and try to R-word your entire family. You crazy, man. They can be on some real Jeffrey Dahmer type of stuff. If they breaking in your house, listen, that threat needs to be eradicated. I don't know what time y'all living on, but that threat needs to be eradicated, straight up. Somebody said, yeah, they're the handlers of California have already announced a water drought. Yeah, it's a lot of things coming. And the Apocrypha, it tells you. And the Apocrypha, it tells you that there will be times where there will be such a shortage of food where people will be breaking into homes, just looking for bread. There will be a lack of bread in the land. I don't think people realize this is prophecy and it's going to come true. Like, I don't say this to fearmonger. I'm saying it because you should prepare. And consider living somewhere where you can have the ability to defend what's yours. Somebody said, new breed, what weapons should I see if I don't have a gun? Listen, get a stun gun. There's a few things you can get. I like brass knuckles. I like knives. I like all those things. I like having a little tube of acid. Yeah, get real like it, cause you have to throw some acid in somebody's face, bruh. Like, it is what it is. Whatever it is you got on you, whatever it is, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta stay dangerous out here. You harmless. Listen, you harmless as a dove, but you wise as a serpent. Somebody run up on you as a child of the Most High, as a chosen one, and they're threatening you with physical harm. At the end of that engagement, they should know that they picked the wrong person. They picked the wrong person to try to run up on. And work on them hands too. Box. Even if you got to shadow box a few minutes out of the day, just to make sure your hand and eye coordination is up. Do what you got to do. You got to protect yourself out here. Ain't nobody playing games out here in this world. And you got to teach your children the same thing. They're maniacs running around. Somebody said, bruh, this ain't New Breed, Commando, John Wick, Rambo, New Breed Wild. And real talk, I'm telling you some real stuff. There was some bars right there too. I might have to use that. I'm telling you. And these schools, man, get your children out of these damn schools. Let me tell you something. A lot of these schools are pedo rings too. Straight up pedo rings. You wonder why your child come home, all of a sudden your little boy got 3 earrings in his ear. He got his ear pierced with 3 earrings on the top of his ear. All of a sudden he wearing these tight jeans that got rips and tears all in them. Knees all out. All of a sudden your son walking around with choker chains on. You don't know where he got that from. All of a sudden your daughter, she come home and she twerking in the mirror. They teaching, listen, they probably, I would not be surprised in kindergarten they ain't teaching your daughters and children how to shake their behinds. Who gonna go home and, they not gonna go home and tell what kind of music they, man, I'm telling you, man, I don't trust these schools, bro. I don't trust these schools. I don't trust them teachers. I don't trust them. It ain't like the teachers that we used to have growing up. Now they hiring a specific group of people. They're hiring a specific group of people to teach your children. Anybody could be a teacher. How many incidences do we have where your 13-year-old son then got a blowjob from a grown-ass woman in these schools? How many of those incidents do we need before we like, I'm gonna pull my child on up out of there? All these incidences where these grown-ass women is ravishing your little boys, and wonder why your boys end up whoremongers and all disturbed. Or your daughters too. Anybody could be a teacher, bruh. Do you understand anybody can be a teacher? It ain't like it used to be, man. And with that law unschooling, I want you to imagine this. You unschooling your children, you're protecting them from those agencies. And the Most High has his hand all over this. You protecting them from being in these records. You protect them from a lot of things. And not only that, you will be raising productive, skilled. And when I say skilled, I mean skilled at what it is they know how to do, what they're blessed at. You will be able to sharpen their gifts and talents. And they don't have to worry about feeling socially awkward. Remember how y'all felt in school, all you chosen ones who watching. I want y'all to remember how you felt in high school, junior high school, elementary school. You can actually protect your children from this feeling. We felt like aliens. We felt like we was from another planet because we didn't belong there. It didn't fit. We were God's people. We were supposed to be learning what it is we were ordained to do in life. We were supposed to have proper guidance, specific attention geared to us and us alone, not 30 and 40 other children in those schools. These children being taught how to be gang stalkers. These children being taught how to gang up on one child. And these children on the back of the bus slapping your child, throwing spit bubbles, blowing spit bubbles and balling up paper, hitting your child because they ain't like them. Even though it made some of us strong, I mean, it made us strong and it was meant to happen the way it happened, but there's other ways of creating strength in your child. There's positive ways. Strength don't have to be built up in a negative manner, ladies and gentlemen. All the obstacles that was placed on us as chosen ones at these schools. Now let me say this. In life, right? Everybody have hurdles that they gotta jump. Everybody. Some got more hurdles than others, right? But just because you're running a race against another person and they only have 2 hurdles and you got 5, what do? Stop jumping the hurdles? Stop jumping over the hurdles and climbing over your obstacle? I mean, what do? You just give up? No. So you got people out there will say, well, I got to work this job. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. Listen, you just got more hurdles. That's it. Do you keep on, do you just fall over the hurdle and give up? No, that's not life. I hate how much people give excuses for things. Like, that bothers me. As a person who has never really had nothing handed to me and had to do everything the hard way, I can't stand when there's a tangible solution for something at hand, but people only bring up the hurdles and the obstacles that's before them. Like, people got to stop thinking like that. Like, seriously. Because I can give y'all all of the laws. I can tell you what's going on in the world. I can tell you how it would affect your children. And I can all equivalate all this biblically. But because you got certain hurdles you got to jump, and you're going to use that to deter you from actually raising children that are prepared for society, able to function properly, and do what it is God sent them to do. If you use your hurdles against you, I ain't not gonna do about that. I did my part. As one of God's preachers and teachers, I did my part. So, I put this information out there just for people who really want to do what it is they're supposed to do to make sure their children have a great upbringing. And some of y'all gonna have to move out of your state. Some of y'all gonna have to relocate. And here's the crazy part. If a damn tsunami hit today or tomorrow, if there was a hurricane or a tornado that was a 5.0, a lot of y'all would skedaddle. You would be beating your feet easy. You would be trying to make sure you get to an area in which your children are safe and your family is safe. So, press that on your conscience. Let's stop making excuses as people. Let's live free. We free people. We can travel abroad, right? Make moves. With that being said as well, listen, let me say this. The Spiritual Jamaica Retreat, I will be announcing certain dates very soon. It's back in full effect, and I want y'all to picture this. Brandon T. Jackson, New Breed, Woodrow, former member of Drew Hill. Are y'all hearing me? All in Jam Rock. And you get to spend time with all of these brothers and also content creators over there in Jam Rock. And you can have an all-inclusive trip, concert, all of the above, a spiritual separation from everything that's going on here. And you can do that for 8 days. Just press that on your conscience. And you can just have a real getaway where you drinking fresh water straight out of the mountain. Yeah. Where you at a nice resort. Where you eating fresh fish with the bones in it because they just casted the reel in there and they just pulled the fish out. Yeah. And you drinking pineapple juice with some, some goose and some lemon limes in there, and you kicking back, drinking it out of coconut. Yeah. And you getting a baptism, or you going through a fasting day, or you getting healing, or hey, We coming back full effect this summer. It's a matter of months before this is gonna pop off. I'm gonna keep y'all posted with all the details via community section, via Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at nubreed404. Pretty soon the WhatsApp group is gonna be made, and it's limited off. It's gonna be limited seats. I'll tell y'all about pricing later. I'll tell you about all that later. But I'm gonna tell you, it's a real, real good deal. It's an amazing deal. The Most High blessed us, so we were able to have a very, very, very good deal with the hotel, with the resort. Yeah. So we're gonna be doing some good things this summer. Everybody thumb this video up, and also, ladies and gentlemen, bot check time. Bot check time is bot check time. They're gonna stop playing games over here. If you are not a robot, if you are not artificial intelligence, today, please go into my comment section and say, yo, Breed, I am not a bot, bro. I'm a real person. I'm a human being. I need everybody who watched this video, everybody, please just get in that comment section and let your presence be known. I'm going to try to interact with y'all as much as I can through the comment section, but take to the comment section. Share your thoughts on what you think about these laws. Share what you think about unschooling. If you got lessons and curriculums, you ladies come together, think of different things. Like, yes, the time is now. Also, turn all y'all notifications on. Stop playing with them notification bells. Turn them on so you can get these videos as they're streaming live. Yo, if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Stop playing games. Subscribe to New Breed Music and Motivation as well. Follow me on Patreon. I got exclusive video coming later on, all right? I'm going to be doing a video reacting to something real weird going on YouTube against yours truly. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to respond. Anytime I respond to other content creators, it's going to be done on Patreon. Anyway, I love each and every one of y'all. With that being said, shalom and peace.